Hello.
Hey, you.
Hey.
So, I don't even know how to start this. Um, so you saw the last video that Marcus released with Josias, and during the opening of the video, Marcus asked Josias several questions, and after seeing Josias's responses, you wanted to come back so that you can clear some things up, and so that's why we're here this morning. Before we get into it, I'm just going to let you talk. This is not going to be like last time where I'm doing a lot of input, this is just going to be you answering the questions. So, um, before I ask you anything, do you just want to start talking and start addressing anything?
I
Okay.
just want people to use their common sense at this point. That's the main thing. That's really the main thing. Like, use your common sense.
Okay. So, I'm going to ask you questions then. If that's what you have to say, then I'm going to start asking you specific questions. Did
hmm
did you kidnap Josias?
No, I did not. When Josiah was in the facility, he had visitations with me before I actually won the case to have my son back in my home and back in my care. You cannot kidnap someone. If that was the case, I would have been in jail. It's just like common sense. You're dealing with CPS court hearings. You kidnap a child out of CPS or any facility, you're going to be locked up immediately. They're going to find you immediately. So it's just like common sense, people. If I did that, I'd be in jail right now.
Mhm. So you're saying that you did not kidnap Josias because that
No,
was one of the
that's
main
what is that
things.
called? Obstruction of justice and
Hmm.
kidnapping, especially when you don't have the rights. When the state has your child in a facility and it is court ordered,
Hmm.
there's no possible way that you could kidnap your child without you being found like that.
Hmm. Okay. So here goes the next question. A lot of people are faulting you, and you've already said that it was a mistake that you were young and dumb, but a lot of people are faulting you for simply not being in Josiah's life during the time you were in prison. I'm not asking you to talk about a case that's in your past or anything like that, but a lot of people just don't believe you. But if it came down to it, if it just really came down to it, I'm not saying that you have to prove anything. Would you be able to prove that you took that charge for James?
hmm
So,
Most definitely. It's
mhm.
still on my record. It's not expunged.
Hmm. No, I mean, like, is there details or people that know you all or anything that will be able to say, yeah,
Yes,
she.
there's Huntington, West Virginia. They know us.
Hmm.
There's people that know us, know me and his father, know me and his family.
Okay.
His mom being and dad and grandfather or whatever. Well, that's his stepdad is a pastor. Like everybody knows us. Everybody knows the real truth and story to all of that.
Okay. So the next question is, did you beat Josias?
If I beat him, I wouldn't have got him into my care. And even after Josias came home, you still have home visits. They still meet with Josias after you place them into the home, and then they still meet with Josias without me around.
Hmm.
I'm not right there coaching him. I'm not talking to him before they come. They pop up whenever they want to.
So you didn't hit him with a 2x4 and all the stuff that he said in the last video?
No hit him with a 2x4. No,
Okay.
I haven't raised my. I only thing I've ever did for Josias was restrain him from fighting me.
So he was
If
trying to
anybody
fight
knows
you?
about autistic kids and people with schizophrenia, all the type, they fight
Hmm.
back when they're angry.
Now,
If people look back on the videos when James was there, Josiah tried to fight him, throw stuff at him, and everything.
they were wrestling, yeah.
So what do y'all think I have to do if I was around him? I'm not going to pick up a 2x4 and kill my child. He is my last child that I had, my baby.
Mm-hmm. Now, I'm going to be completely objective in this video because I'm really sick of people. I'm here to make content. I'm here to conduct these interviews. Every person that comes on my channel, such as you, such as Monique, I want to treat you all like you're the only person in the world. I don't want you to come on this channel and to feel uncomfortable. I don't want to be disrespectful. I just want to make you feel loved. And I think that a lot of people are taking these interviews that I'm doing as me taking sides. It doesn't necessarily mean I don't have a dog in any of these fights. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm team you. It doesn't necessarily mean that I'm against anyone. I'm here to let you tell your story. So I just really want to say that. So
You can say that, and then I'm gonna say this because people don't know.
mm-hmm.
I have Marcus's number. I call him. I text him every chance I get when I'm not at work or if I'm not busy doing something else.
Mm-hmm.
He does not reply back.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in the picture since the very first video was aired out on Marcus's page. I've reached out to him in emails. I've reached out to him in text messages. Everything. He's never hit me back. The same way that you're getting these interviews, Marcus could have got the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
So there's no, oh, I'm going over here because I want clout or I want money. And no, I'm coming over here because I need to be heard. Someone needs to hear me. Because Marcus only reaches out to the father.
Mm-hmm. Why do you think that is?
Paperwork, written document that you just brought back and opened a whole new can of stuff going on.
Do you think
because if that was the case, James could have been able, if he was such a great father and everything was peachy clean, then why ain't Josias with his dad right now?
In a video, Josias was talking to Marcus, and Josias said something. He said, I believe he told Marcus that James had talked shit about Marcus. Do you think that James? How do you think? I mean, how do you feel?
I believe he has. I mean, James is just as disgusted as I am. But at the end of the day, and I just found this out yesterday, in the state of Atlanta, Georgia, Josias is an adult with a disability. If we're not in the state of Columbus, they can't do nothing to help us to issue out any type of mental warrant. Because if he's no harm to himself, if he's not out there trying to kill himself or harm somebody, there's nothing we can do.
So basically you're saying because Josias is not in Ohio, there's really nothing that you can do because he's in the state of Georgia. My whole thing, and a lot of people I was reading the comments and they were really hard on you. They were just basically saying, why are you not in Georgia? They didn't want to hear anything but why you're not in Georgia. That's the only thing.
I can't make it. How many times did James go up there? That's the thing people need to think about. And how many nights did James stay up there? First of all, I don't have a car. So when I go up there, it's going to be on a train or a bus, and I'm going to have to pay for hotels. And then if Josias don't come, if I'm caught trying to force Josias even to come back with me, that can be a charge on me if he wanted to be. Do I want to be on the camera while I'm trying to talk to my son? No, that's what he wants.
Right.
I'm trying to really mentally.
No, I'm not going to say right. I'm not going to say right because I'm going to remaining objective. So that's not right. I'm just saying right, just like right, like just
right. I know what you're saying, but at the end of the day, the people are not understanding. I have health issues. I have a job, and I have a house. I have a house. 2-bedroom. Josias has family in Atlanta.
Because some people,
but they're not going to let him in because of the things that he's doing. They have other small children that they have to look for. Also, people don't understand. Josias has family everywhere. I have family everywhere. He has family in Mississippi.
Josias
5 hours away.
Josias said your sister beat you up yesterday. Was that?
Yeah, true? My sister is very devastated about that because she's called Marcus because she wanted to talk to Josias. He hasn't reached back. I gave her Marcus's number. Marcus didn't even record Josias when I said, please call me. I wish I could share the screen. of my text messages of me saying, telling Marcus to please call me with Josias, and that he did not record.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the 1 minute James is dead, but now he's alive. The next minute I'm dead, but now I'm alive. Next minute he loves me, he cares for me, and then in the other video, oh no, James disrespected my mom, so I don't care what he said. Or over, it's just like up and down with Josias. And for people to like sit there and act as this one day and this particular day, we're gonna just believe everything Josiah say, cause you know, yeah, we believe him.
Mm-hmm.
You
That
know, it's just ridiculous and dumbfounded to me.
I,
But I
I wanted
mean,
to ask you this question, and during the first video where Josias went to meet, well, when we were first introduced to the white couple, in that first video, Josias is talking, and Josias claims that you were a gangbanger and that he went with you to do drive-bys, and then Marcus basically tells Josias to quit lying. But yesterday, when Josias and Marcus were in the car driving back to Woodstock, Marcus asked Josias, he was spitting out questions to him, making him ask all these questions. And Josias kind of didn't really want to even talk about you. He was trying to just like focus on getting to Woodstock. But Marcus, like, hold on, hold on. I want you to answer these questions about your mom. So he started asking Josias, did you beat him? Did you do all this stuff to him? And Josias just went along with it and kept agreeing to it. So, do you think that maybe because Marcus is around Josias so much, that Marcus has an ability to tell when Josias is lying when no one else is able to tell when Josias is lying or not?
Marcus don't have the ability to do none of that. He's not the parents. He doesn't know Josias.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know him. Josias, and every time I looked at that video, I could see that Josias was high. I could tell he was high. I
Mm-hmm.
could tell he wasn't sober.
Mm-hmm.
And I could also tell that, you know, the hesitation. I could also tell that. But it's like, it's a show. It's just like he manipulated me as to thinking he called back because he cared about me and seen that I was emotional.
Mm-hmm.
But then you call me back and pop me up on the screen.
Okay. A lot of people
That
had.
manipulation, it's just there. Like, it's like, oh, let me, you know, you make sure you say this, but this is for the camera.
Right.
It's a show. Everybody has a script in a television show. The YouTubers don't make it no difference. At the end of the day, as much money as Marcus has made off of Josiah's videos alone,
Mm-hmm.
Josiah shouldn't be homeless.
This is the thing. A lot of people were questioning me. They said, well, you're sitting up talking to the mom, but what have you done? Baby, I haven't made a cent off of none of this stuff. I've actually given money. I've given money to you. I'm not giving because I paid you for your time, paid Monique for her time. I've sent Josiah's cash apps, and baby, they were way more than $10. Way more than $10.
And then
So don't even
then
come at me talking about what I've done because I've done probably more than a lot of the people that are leaving those comments. Like, trust me, I'm not a person who's out to just use people up. I want my channel to grow, but I'm fair and I go above and beyond to make sure that everybody's taken care
and
of.
when Josiah wanted to leave me, and Josiah called me before I don't know what happened to his phone because I was paying his phone bill. He had a phone when he first became homeless out in the street. He chose that. He chose to walk out.
Hmm.
Did
So,
nobody did nobody kick Josiah out? Josiah chose to go out.
so
He
at this,
wanted to live his life, find out who he is.
okay, so
Now, yeah, it has got worse. Yes, it has progressed. No, I'm not putting the blame on Marcus or every Tom, Dick, and Harry that come into his life, but don't enable him.
okay,
Don't sit there and oh, you do this, I'll give you this a little bit, or I'll feed you today, or I'll get your hair cut today, or you can take a shower at my house as long as you give me an interview.
so a lot of people were upset
It's
with.
really disgusting. It's really disgusting. You know, as a mother, I'm sickened by how my son has turned out and what he's doing. And then I'm also sickened at the so-called next father that has kids of his own that's sitting here like really playing into the whole ordeal.
During the last video, I specifically explained the purpose of putting your Cash App up. A lot of people was wondering why your Cash App was in Josiah's name, but wait a minute before you touch on that. I don't know how to make it any more clear. You made it clear that you don't have a car. You have health issues. You have to pay for hotels to go down there. You have to pay for all this stuff that you don't have, and you have to maintain your household. That is the reason that your Cash App is up. Now, if a lot of people donated to you and then you didn't use the money to do what you're supposed to do, then that's a different story. But that is not the case right now. You are trying to raise the money to get to Georgia. You have a full-time job. Yes, you love Josias, but what I want people to understand, that's from my understanding, is that correct?
You're very correct. What am I supposed to do? Drop everything? Not pay my bills? Like get out there and not have a home for us to even come back to if he decided to come home with me? And then what am I supposed to do? Run state to state after this man? Because by law, every state has their own law. Mm-hmm. Josias, when he was in foster care, it resides in Columbus, Ohio. Columbus, Ohio ain't got nothing to do with Atlanta, Georgia.
So what you're saying is that you don't have custody of Josias anymore?
He's considered grown. Mm-hmm. He's grown in the state of Atlanta. In Columbus, Ohio, I still have guardianship. Mm-hmm. I still have guardianship far as if anything happens to Josias, God forbid, in the hospital or anything.
Oh, then you make the decisions.
When they look me up, they're going to look my name up and see my name is on his medical records. Mm-hmm. And they're going to contact me. That's it. If Josias is in jail, they're going to contact me. Mm-hmm. That's it. As far as the state of Georgia goes, after I done already talked to him, when I say that I have went through so many different officials at downtown Atlanta courthouse, running through there, asking to talk to a judge, they said if he's no harm to himself, or if he reflects harm on himself or harms others, or if he's just out there basically like busting windows at every businesses or something, there's nothing I can do. A mental hygiene warrant, he could sign himself right out.
You know, a lot of people were saying, wild stuff. Like a lot of people were saying, well, if that was my child, I would go down there and say that he's a harm to himself so that they can lock him up so that I can get him off the street. What do you have to say?
You can't just say that you're a harm for himself. If they find out that he's not a harm for himself and that he doesn't actually sit there and try to harm himself, cut himself, then that's false accusations. And then the charges will be brought back to me. Just like with his Social Security check, that was so dumb. I seen that part too. Like, anybody really got common sense here? Because it's like, Social Security is IRS. You can't withdraw money like it's a bank. Mm-hmm. And take more than what they give you. Mm-hmm. For Josias. Then not only that, as a payee, the payee still got to say so on who and how his check is being used. Right now, Josias ain't got not nail fund. His grandfather's and grandmother has his check and ain't sent him a dime.
Mm-hmm. He says that his grandfather sends him money.
Where he sent his money at? Where's the cash at? Where's his cards at? Because every card that I've ever sent out there gets something back. Mm-hmm. Every address he's ever gave to get his new ID, because Josias doesn't have an ID. Mm-hmm. He doesn't have his Social Security card. He doesn't have his birth certificate. He called me and asked me for all that stuff. The address he told me to send it to is they sent it right back.
Yeah, because on a recent video, I think it was around the time that James went to visit, Josias said that his father, not his father, forgive me. I do know that Josias out of his own mouth said that the granddad sends him money. I don't know how he's sending him the money or nothing, but I heard him say that the grandfather was sending him some money.
Yeah,
sends him his Social Security check. Another thing, as far as the violence and stuff, I don't know. I wasn't there, so I don't know what happened between you and Josias, but you're saying that you didn't beat him. But I do know that all of the young ladies that have appeared on the channel has said that Josias has been physical with them as well.
Exactly. Josias is going to be physical regardless, especially when you're trying to stop things that he wants to do. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm trying to stop it. I'm trying to actually just help him. But if he don't want any help, there's nothing I can do. Mm-hmm. I'm a parent. Yeah, I'm sicking about the stuff. No, I've never gave my son crack. If that was the case, I would have never got custody of him to come home. You can't get clean from crack within a couple of months, I guess, or
A lot of
whatever to
people
get
were
your
saying
kid back.
some. A lot of
Yeah, I
people.
seen a comment in there talking about, yeah, the mom, the one gave him the crack and put him on the drugs and something on to Atlanta. No, that's not the case. Y'all sound dumb.
A lot of people were mentioning a boyfriend. I have no idea because
And
I
then the
missed that
boyfriend
part.
part. Ever since Josias's dad has not been in my life, I've been a lesbian. So ain't no other man and boyfriends and gangbangers and all that stuff. If that was the case, I would not be having the things that I have right now.
So a man didn't turn Josias out because I still I don't know where this.
No, ain't no man turn Josias out. Ain't no man touch Josias around me.
Mhm.
Period. That's why I'm just bizarre. Like, I really feel like something's going on, and he's taking so many drugs. He's getting, and then somebody's doing something. There's nothing that I can do.
So how did you feel about the video yesterday? The way the video opened up.
I didn't like that video at all. It just disgusts me. It turned my stomach. I feel like he's trafficking, but then it's like he's willing to do. He's the one saying, "Yeah, let's do
So
this."
you feel like Josias is having trafficked?
Yes. Cause Josias ain't been gay not through his whole entire life. Now all of a sudden he popped up gay. Not and I don't and I'm not gonna sit there and act like I have any problem with anybody being gay. I don't. And I'm if my kids wanted to be that willingly on their own, that's on them.
Mm-hmm.
But in this case, Josias, I feel like don't know what he's doing, and he's doing whatever he needs to do to get whatever he's trying to get.
I think a lot of people, whether they believe you or not, they're just having such a hard time that you were just gone and took the charge. That's the reason that I asked you about the charges and if there was a way that you could ever prove it if it came down to it that you took it for James. And a lot of women were just saying, "There's no way that I would ever do that." But
I ain't trying to hear that part either. So I guess there's no way a woman can stay in a relationship and get beat on either, huh? She keep going back every time he slap him because he said he ain't gonna do it again. I guess ain't no woman did that either.
they were
Like it's just like there's a lot of women out there in the world that's very submissive to their man. So for you to sit there and act like that it was just so bizarre for you to think that I did that for my son's father, who I actually was engaged to, because me and James was engaged. We didn't make it down the aisle because I left it alone after got in jail. Like he just left me to go to jail.
But the thing is that they people in the comments were saying that you said that you weren't with James when you took the charge.
That was just to save his behind. Why I wasn't with him. If
Oh.
I wasn't with him, then he would have never got Josias at the time because Josias was 3 years old when he came to the court hearing to get him. If
Okay.
that was the case, Josias would have been in foster care at 3 years old and his dad would have had to fight for custody. If
I
that was the
understand.
case.
I understand. So, I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. So you feel like Josias is being trafficked. Um, what do you want to? What do you want me to title this video or be the main emphasis of this video so that people can see the video, get the views, and so that what you have to say will be seen? Is it the trafficking? Is it what is this video going to be titled that you want people to come in and see this video and to see what you have to say?
I just believe it's the trafficking for me at this point. These last two videos really was disturbing to me. I just ain't never seen nothing like this. Like, I honestly don't know how to deal with it mentally. I feel like he is being Marcus's platform, so he can have more views, and I feel like he's trying to make different stories each time he's interviewing him. Because how many homeless people is in Atlanta? Why is it that you're up my son all the time?
Because Josias is likable. I can tell you that because people love Josias. That's why.
But you're not giving Josias the love that he deserves either.
They
If
say
that's
that
the case,
a lot of
if
people in the,
Josias is so loved,
let me cut you off. A lot of people in the comments were saying that Marcus is doing way more for Josias than you and James. How do you feel about people saying that Marcus is doing way more for Josias than you're doing?
Marcus is doing way more for his channel than what he's doing for Josias. He's only going around Josias for his channel. He's not going around him for good intention or to see if he's straight or to see if he's really living and breathing every single day. He's going around to get his story. He's going around to, because if that was the case, where is Josias's love for real? If you love somebody, you're going to put them up. You're going to get him help. Didn't he have a success story about another homeless young boy? But then he's not homeless anymore.
I think,
He done went to college. I forgot the young boy's
yeah,
name.
but I heard something about that. I think that he just featured that guy on the channel, and then someone else was the one that did the assisting. I don't know all the details about that.
But still, where is Josiah's success story at? He's been on your YouTube channel. You've been making all this money on these YouTube channels. Josiah's is the top #1 on your platform, and he still don't have a brand new pair of nothing on. Everything is used. He don't even have his own tent. So let's go there. Then you don't never answer my calls, and you only answer the calls when I want you to record me, or you want to be sneaky and record me, or when I'm trying to talk to Josiah. You didn't record Josiah saying, "I love you, Mom. I'm not mad at you, Mom." You didn't record none of that stuff. He said, "Josiah, I know my son is some timing. I know my son tell lies. I know my son can be manipulated. I know my son is a follower."
So are you trying
And
to
I
say?
know my son is going to get what he wants, regardless of what me and his dad have to say. One thing that me and his dad have in common, that we don't want to see our son out there like that. And we don't want to see these videos like that. And we don't want him being exploited like that.
A lot of people were
I know for a fact that's what we don't want together.
right, and that's the beautiful thing to me. That's the beautiful thing to know that regardless of what you and James have going on, you still love Josias, and it's about Josias.
Yes.
what do you say to the people in the comments that say that you and James have failed Josias?
I mean, what? Who's perfect? What parent is out here right now so freaking perfect that they laid this path out for their son or their daughter, and your son and daughter go left?
And
That's what the people need to realize.
a
We
lot,
raised that boy was raised in the church. Even when I was locked up in jail, James did keep him in the church. His grandparents kept him in the church. Josias was always around his family. He was in school. Josias got to me, he still was in school. He still was going to church.
I know that he was around family because if you anybody just has to go on James's Facebook page to see that James has pictures of Josias through all the different
And so
stages.
do I.
Mm-hmm.
And I only just started my little YouTube channel
Oh, you
to
have a
put
YouTube
stuff up
channel?
there. I have a little small one. I just made one. I'm not really like familiar with all this YouTuber stuff, and I don't like all that social media stuff anyway. But I'm trying to do it and learn it so that way I can,
You can have
speak
your
out.
own platform. So you can have
Yeah,
your
because
own
at the end of the
platform.
day, I don't care about. Let me put this out there because I've seen a lot of comments say that. Oh, she's just out here for the money. I work my ass off. I work 14 to damn near 18-hour shifts. I work my ass off.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not out here a bum.
Right. No, I
I
know
have
that.
bills to
I
pay.
understand that from interacting with you. So I know that you work. And again, the reason that I'm asking you those questions about the money, the cash app and stuff, is because I want you to explain to the people the purpose of it, which is so that you can pay all this stuff, so that you can get down there, so that you can do what needs to be done. Your
I bought
hotels.
Josiah a phone.
You got my phone?
Josiah has a phone. It's over
Oh,
there on the charger.
okay.
I'm getting stuff. So that way when I do show up at Atlanta, I'm not going to show up empty
Empty
handed,
handed.
regardless. At the end of the day, Josiah, when he left, the police actually came to the house.
So
When
maybe,
he
how
said he
about
did
this?
not want to stay here.
Would you ever send Marcus the phone to give to Josias?
No, No, because I don't believe he'll give it to him. And I don't trust him. I don't trust everybody. I don't trust him now.
So you don't
And
trust Marcus, and you think
I'm really just disgusted in how he's handling things, how he's talking to him as if he has the authority to. I don't care about none of that. He's still grown. I don't care about none. He's not your child. What makes you think he gonna sit there and tell you the truth? Because you're a stranger that's giving him $10, $20?
Mhm.
I'm just no. You're just too comfortable up under Josias is where I'm getting at.
But
And
so
I'm not liking it how he's trying to play it out. Like,
so
is you running a porn or a YouTube video? Because this is where I'm just like, what the hell is going on at this point?
well, in the last video, Marcus asked the white autistic woman, did she like BBC? Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen that. Then I seen talk about she's trying to get pregnant. Like what? Like what kind of shows are we doing here? I thought you supposed to be viewing homeless people,
Wait,
not
when I
taking homeless people to different people's houses so they can have a orgy.
now in
Because
that
that's just where
video,
I'm at.
now like I said, because I'm not biased, I was actually worried for Marcus during that video. I was like, this is kind of because those people have mental disabilities, like, and so I was just thinking to myself, I didn't want Marcus to get in trouble for going over to people's house. That's what I did because I felt like maybe I didn't
Yeah,
want you.
because I seen the police was on there.
Oh, the
I seen
police
the
came on the
police was
first
next
video.
door.
On the first video.
Yeah, but the lady called next door for something. She called next door, and I don't. She called for something.
Hmm.
She knew something wasn't right.
So you think that you don't trust Marcus, and you're saying that Josias you think is being trafficked by Marcus?
Yeah, at this point, that's just where I'm at.
Okay.
And I feel like he's not. I feel like he's just not. If that was the case, I'd tell him the same thing. Same thing I'm sitting here telling you is the same thing I would tell him. Answer the phone then, Marcus, because I got a whole lot of words for you. As a parent, I got a whole lot of words for you.
Well,
You,
Marcus.
because karma is gonna come back. Karma is going to come back. He got kids of his own. Sit here and keep trying, like for real. And I can get you for I can get you for something. I'm gonna look it up. I'm not smart in the court world.
Karma's
In the
real when you know
legal
better.
department. But I can do something
Like they
because
say,
at the end of the day, God forbid something happens to my son. You got all these YouTube videos and his name all on your platform.
so what you should be doing then is you should be, if you feel that way, you should be downloading all the videos with Josias in there if you feel that
Oh,
way.
I have been. I have
Mhm.
been. Every last one.
I don't know Marcus's intentions. Like again, I'm just a
I
content
don't know
creator.
his intentions either, but I ain't liking it. And usually when you smell a fish has been hey, when that fish is funky, it stinks. And that's just where I'm at.
This is a
Like
petty.
my family in Michigan, Mississippi, Atlanta, they're all furious. And it is gonna be something done because I'm not about to sit here and just watch and keep watching and keep watching. And you're sitting there acting like you're not a parent yourself.
One thing I would love to hear. Well, that's not gonna happen because it would have to be in private between you and James. But I would love for you and James to be on a platform and where y'all both are discussing y'all feelings towards Josiah's being in the videos.
I talk to James' sister all the time.
Hmm.
I talk to James' side of the family all the time. They talk to me.
Hmm.
The only ones I don't talk to is his mother.
Hmm.
Because we
Why?
never really got along.
Oh,
But James's mother is the one who called me and let me know that she had Josias when I got home from jail. She the one called me.
do you, and I don't want you to tell any of James's business, but is James okay? Because I know that he was dealing with some kind of health problems. Is he okay?
I'll know about that later on today, but yeah, this is what I'm saying. Like, ain't nobody getting older. I mean, no
Younger.
younger. We're getting older, and it's a lot of things that he got going on with his health. Sitting there stressing, worried about his son. I got a lot of things going on with my health. We're sitting, stressing, fighting. He goes back and forth up there, driving and stuff, knowing he ain't supposed to because of his health,
Yeah.
and now he down.
On Facebook, you can tell that that man loves Josiah.
Yeah. It's not nothing. Now, when it comes to Me and James, our love for Josias is the same. Our fight for Josias at the time was the same. It still is the same. The disgust of all these videos and him one day saying James was dead and then me dead and then his brother dead, and it's just like we're hurting over here.
why do you
We're
think
hurting over here as parents. We know what kind of parents we were to Josias.
why do you think that Marcus asked Josias those questions driving back to Woodstock? Was it because of our interview?
Yeah, of course. Of course.
So
But
he
it's funny how you can see an interview with my face on it, but you can't answer the phone. He's not answering me. He know I'm pissed off at his ass because he's not answering me. Well, if you could stay in contact with your side so much, why can't you answer the phone?
what is the purpose of you calling Marcus? I know he's in contact with Josias, so obviously it's about Josias. But
Because I wanted to know where was his mind. What exactly was he thinking? To think that was okay to sit there and record or do any of that when this is someone's child who's the child is sick and on drugs. Why did he think that's okay? That's not okay to exploit nobody's kid like that. If in your head you're saying Josias is still a kid, in your head, why would you do that to someone? Why, you know how much, even if you're all, oh, just team on the dad's side and you don't want to deal with me. Why would you disrespect his dad like that and put his son on TV then like that? And put him out there like that and exploit him like that? You think his dad would like that since you're just so friends with his dad? He thinks all this is a joke. We are really out here hurting and running around here with our heads cut off like a chicken because for the last 2 years now, it's going on now 2 years. It'd be 2 years in October.
What, do you have anything else to say before we wrap this up?
Use your common sense. Use your common sense as a damn parent to a rambunctious teenage young man, because that's all he is in the mind.
So just to recap, you did not give Josias crack. You did not beat Josias. You did not kidnap Josias. That's what you're saying?
And I'm not stealing his damn money.
And the reason that you have a Cash App is for the reasons that you've already explained.
Yeah. And
why is your Cash App in Josias' name? That's what people want to know.
It's been that way. It's been that way. It's only the only part that's in his name is the Cash App name. Everything else is in my name.
Yes,
has my number,
right,
my information, my social security. The only part in there is the Josias start part. That's it. That's the only part in there. But Josias has his own Cash App.
I know because I donated. I know because I donated.
Okay, so this is what I'm saying. So I'm not trying to hear all of that. People are naive and retarded at this point because if y'all are parents, you're fooling me right now. You're really fooling me. You're really fooling me. And in the state of Georgia, let me say this again. In the state of Georgia, he is a disabled adult. I can't get a mental hygiene warrant down there in the state of Atlanta, Georgia. I can only get it here in Columbus. If he comes back to Columbus, Ohio, or comes back to Charlotte, North Carolina, that hygiene warrant going to stick. Yeah. But if he can honestly sign himself out, if he's not a harm to himself or harm to other people.
Okay, before we close, do you have any last thing that you want to say to the audience or Marcus before we just end this?
I don't have nothing else to say. Marcus, he better get on that phone and get to calling me back. If not, then hey, that's on you. But best believe when I come to Atlanta, it is going to be a problem. Period. I don't care who know it, who tell it, what. It's going to be a problem. And I'm going to have some force with me.
Okay. Alice, thank you once again for being here. I know you have your own YouTube channel, but I always told you, like I told you last time, if you ever need to come back on here, if your channel, if you want to come on this platform, you're always welcome here, okay? And that goes for Josias's father. That goes for anyone. If you have a story, hit me up, email me, do whatever you need to do to get in contact with me. So this is not just a platform where I'm just going to have Josias's mother on here. If James wants to come tell his story, he's more than free and welcome to come on here as well. So I'm extending the invitation to you as well, James, okay? All right. So I can see that you're frustrated. I feel bad ending things like this when I can still tell that you still messed up. And so it's awkward for me to get off of here with you knowing that you still messed up emotionally.
Yeah, I am. But I'm gonna get through it. I can't. I'm gonna get through this.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, I believe in God, and I believe in my plan and what I have going. So that's my job calling me right now. They probably trying to call me in.
I know the screen froze.
Mm-hmm.
The screen is frozen. Can you unfreeze it so we can say goodbye to each other? There we go.
Yeah.
All right, Alice, call your job back, and you have my phone number. You need to talk anything, just hit me up. All right.
All right. Thank you so
All right.
much.
Thank you so much, beautiful, for being here, and you enjoy the rest of your day.
You too.
Okay.